Hey guys, you're watching App Spy. My name is James Gilmore, and today we're going to do something a little bit Switch flavoured. This is sort of exclusive stuff because it hasn't been revealed yet, and Glen Fox off Pocket Gamer is going to reveal it for us.
Yay!
That sounded a bit filthy when I said that just then.
It was a little bit filthy.
Well, it is. It's sexy in a whole different way. So you might have seen videos of the UI on the upcoming Nintendo Switch. To be more accurate, what you've actually seen is like a still screen that was taken from one of the promo shots with some of the game images on it, showing you the menu where you can select and load out your games. Now, Glenn, you got a Switch delivered to you this week, didn't you?
I did. It's very exciting.
And you've been poking about with it.
A lot, yeah.
And we're going to be showing you what we're allowed to show you, okay? So Nintendo has obviously got embargoes on things like games. Games are on the way. Don't worry, stay tuned to the channel. But for the time being, we're going to look at the majority of the user interface and show you what surprises Nintendo has in store for us here. So we'll start off at the top. This is the basic home screen, and each of these blank spaces would be filled with games, right?
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
Or software from the Nintendo eShop, like Netflix and stuff. But they're just icons for all the fun bits you can do with your Switch.
Gotcha. And we've got these different coloured 3 icons down at the bottom here. 2 of them we can't go into, again, because of embargo stuff. So the red one, what's that all about?
That's a news feed. Again, it's like embargoed. We can't show it, but I'm guessing we can, it's quite obvious that it's going to be a place where Nintendo releases news stuff.
Gotcha. And the other thing we can't go near is the yellow one, which is
Nintendo eShop.
The rest of them are what we're going to focus on over here. So the next thing that Nintendo prioritizes in this is a capture screen, right? It's screenshots.
Yeah. There's a little button on your Joy-Cons, the left one actually, where you can capture your screen directly. I think video streaming's coming later. Might want to double check that, but you can capture an image right away. It's kind of like very similar to the PlayStation in that sense. Like it's got that nice button to do all your capturing right away.
So that's self-explanatory. Now, we've got this Joy-Con indicator. So is that purely for managing and dealing with the controllers themselves?
Yes, for tweaking the Joy-Cons, because obviously you could do some fancy things, like if you're left-handed, you can change the order of the Joy-Cons and like stuff like that, sync them up, pair new ones. There's lots of different things you can do in that setting. But it's just like for all controllers, Joy-Cons specifically, and Pro Controller and stuff like that. That's where you go and tweak your stuff.
Okay, and judging by the video, you press the L and R buttons and that like syncs it up with the system. Yep. And so if other people are bringing their Joy-Cons around, they can all just pair up like that wirelessly and then off they go.
Yeah, and it's incredibly easy. It takes like seconds. There's gone other days where you're sort of pressing the sync button on the Wii U and going, is it synced yet? Is it synced yet? It just sort of does it, and then you move on with your life. And because it sort of tracks which buttons you're pressing, and it's really smart because obviously the Joy-Con's got the 2 bumpers on top of the different Joy-Cons, but it's also got 2 bumpers on each individual Joy-Con. So it tracks which bumpers you're pressing to know how you're holding the Joy-Con as well, which is really smart.
Moving on from the controller bits, we've got the next one, which is the one that looks like a sun, and that's system settings, right?
Yep, that's right, yeah.
The thing about this is these differ depending on the state of the console. So obviously the Switch can be put into a dock and then pushed through your television. This means you can activate some functions in that mode, then when you undock it, it unlocks other functions, right?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. So particularly the TV settings, they can only be sort of tweaked when you're in the dock.
Okay.
I mean, I think you might be able to tweak them when they're undocked, but they certainly won't make any changes, obviously, until you plug them into the TV.
So I tend to get lost in these. Like my television, I have set to turn off automatically at several points throughout the night because I am the person who will fall asleep sometimes in the lounge and I don't want screen burn. So I have almost hardware to sort of automatically shut down of its own accord after a certain period of time. And that's one of the most useful features I found added. I noticed that this has got a sleep mode as well, which will shut down after a little while. You've got the option for TV resolutions. It will be, as it's been covered, supported up to 1080p, which is nice. Because previously, Nintendo consoles tend to operate a little bit lower res than the rest. But then as everything is shifting to 4K, I suppose 1080p will be considered lower res.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? Nintendo finally catches up and we all run away.
Yeah, but that's not important. It's not about the number of pixels, it's what you do with them.
Exactly.
You've got the usual stuff, date, time, synchronizing bits and bobs, choosing your languages and everything. So not a huge amount of surprises there. One overall impression that you and I have talked about is it's a very different aesthetic from the old Nintendo systems, which
that's right.
have tended to lean towards things being a bit bubbly and a bit sort of colourful and lots of noises and stuff. This is much more like, I mean, you compared it to an Android device, didn't you?
Yeah, it very much feels like the old school sort of ice cream sandwich, and I think it was that one, or maybe it was gingerbread. There's one version of Android which it's very, very similar to. I think that's a smart move from Nintendo, because if we were all kind of familiar with games consoles now. It's not really gaming is not just for the minority anymore. Like the masses are gaming either on their phones, tablets, or little handheld things. Like there's lots of ways to play games now. So it's kind of a nice move from Nintendo. I don't know if this is intentional, but if it was just let's make it incredibly familiar so people are kind of like, comfortable with it from right away, it's a really nice move. And the settings screen, like I said, as soon as you're in the settings screen, you'll be like, wow, I could be on my phone right now. It's so familiar.
And it's a smart thing in terms of making it accessible to everybody immediately.
Yeah.
It may not look quite as Nintendo as I was expecting, but I guess
Still got the magic there, though. Like when you press buttons, it does nice little sounds or animations, and that you will go, ooh, first time you see them, because it doesn't, Apple and Android don't tend to focus so heavily on like the feel of stuff as Nintendo do. Nintendo are all about the feel, and so like I love it when you press your profile. I won't spoil what happens, but there's a really nice little sound and effect that happens.
The other thing I noticed is the Amiibo support, because this
Yes.
will obviously support Amiibos like the other consoles and the 3DS and whatnot has. This one, judging by the little icon thing, is you jam it onto one of the analog sticks.
Yep, that's right. The right Joy-Con has a NFC reader in it in the joystick.
Okay.
So you just sort of tap it on there and then you're good to go.
Right, fair enough. So, I mean, we haven't had a chance to test it yet, because, as I say, the games are kind of incoming. Just to give you guys a heads up, we will be doing footage of games. This is obviously a mobile console, so we'll be covering it on AppSpy as well as Pocket Gamer, and the first one is obviously an exciting game, and will be coming very, very soon. Keep your eyes on AppSpy, and we'll be back with more Switch coverage in the very near future. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.